Alda Koopa here, and I'm making this video because of a couple of questions on Reddit that have come up regarding the suspension blocks. And before I get into that, I do want to kind of show this vehicle a little bit. This is a technical I made. I also posted this on Reddit. Got a comment about how it needed to be taken in better light. This is the exact same light I took screenshots of it in for the blueprint, but it came out way too dark, and I don't know why. It looks like I'm in just pure darkness, but the sun's over there. This is the same place I took those screenshots. Every time I try and take a screenshot, it looked way too dark. I don't know why, but I'm not really trying to showcase this, but I did want to show it in better light while I'm recording. Mass blocks, it has about 8 of them, or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. Okay, missed a couple. But they don't really need to be in there for natural gravity. I've tried this with the natural gravity mod on a planetoid. It actually handles much better. It's much less likely to roll over like it just did a little bit there. But it's not a half bad little truck. But moving on, the two questions I'm trying to address here is number one, what to do if you lose a wheel. Sometimes they disappear due to some bug, or they might be blown off, or they might fall off if you hit a bump too hard. Let me turn those pistons off because they're really loud and annoying. But first of all, you'll want to put some sort of jack on your vehicles like this. I prefer to go ahead and lift up the entire vehicle like it's on lift in a shop. It's more stable that way. It doesn't tend to tip over. But let's say you've lost this wheel. What are you going to do? In creative, of course, you can have a blueprint of it. You can just, whoops, you can not do that. You can just, copy and paste another wheel in. It attaches. They actually attach just like the rotors used to before the attach and detach functions were added. This spare tire I have on the front is attached on a rotor. I could detach that as well. Let me delete that. Cut that. Let's say I'm using my spare tire. I'm really hoping Keen adds the hand manipulation like medieval engineers has, because you can just pick that up off the top and just bring it down here and pop it right on there. Maybe. Yep. Okay, now that one worked really well. I'm going to get back to that later. So, this is creative, though. You're not going to be able to copy and paste in survival. The easiest way to do it in survival is to put a projector right in front of one of your suspension blocks, and make sure you have the 3x3 or whatever wheel you're trying to replace, actually not necessarily the 3x3, but have that in your blueprints so you can project it over top of the suspension. You might even, if you're feeling creative, integrate the projector into the vehicle, but there has to be, as with any projection, there has to be a connection to the grid that the projector is on to be able to build it. So you have to keep that in mind. You might have to build some, armor blocks like that downward. So go in here, find our projector, go into blueprints, and choose our wheel. That was the wrong wheel. Choose the right wheel. So blueprints, 3x3 small wheel. There we go. Alright, now we adjust our orientation. There we go. And one backwards, I think. Or no, maybe that one gets left alone. I don't know. That don't look right. I think I went too far back is what it was. There. What does that look like? That's right where we want it. Alright, so yeah, and this is the way you'd have to do it in survival. Weld that up, and of course you use your grinder in survival, but just get rid of the blocks that are holding it, and then it should automatically attach just like that and be ready to go. Now, for the more difficult part of this tutorial, I'm saying difficult because every time I try it, I get a different result, or nearly every time. I have one semi-reliable method, or two, but they both apparently involve this truck. So the first method was copying that and pasting it. For some reason, it attaches just fine. Um, a lot of times they'll attach like off center where their pivot, is where it's supposed to be, but the like wheel itself is way out here. I can probably show you if I place a wheel on here, delete that, and it goes flying. Holy crap. Okay, you can see what I'm talking about there. Wow. That wheel is attached, believe it or not. Nearly destroyed the truck, but it is attached. It usually doesn't go that far out. Sometimes it'll even explode, just blow up the entire rear quarter of the truck. I don't understand. I don't understand it. So that was the wheel I projected on there and replaced it. I have been able to duplicate that. So it has gone out that far 2 or 3 times at least with me. So I'm going to actually go back in my blueprints, get a fresh technical. Get rid of this one. Here there's annoying pistons again, but I do need to raise it up. Okay. Turn them off, and actually let me detach the rotor again so I can grab that spare. I'm going to show you again, just to show you I'm not making this crap up. Like, for some reason it works better with what's already on this truck. I don't know why. But if I go to the G menu, start a new small ship, place a suspension block, delete that wheel. Oh crap. Okay, accidentally copied the station. Delete that wheel and try to place this one on here. Oh, it attaches just fine. Gosh, you're making me look like an idiot, game. Alright, if I do it this way, I usually get different results. So this is the exact same thing as I just attached there. Turn it over. Yeah, there you go. It blew up. I don't understand it. It gives you a different result every time. That's the level of detail. That's another bug. It makes the wheels look like an octagon. I can actually place a new wheel, and it looks normal, but there's an octagon wheel. I don't get half the bugs in this game. So I can't entirely tell you an easy way to attach a rotor to a suspension block, because it's a different result every time. Sometimes you gotta like really just play around with it until you figure it out. So it's much easier done in creative. I wouldn't know how to tell you to do it in survival, honestly. But here's one way I really found out worked well, and it's once again with this technical. Just go down here. Okay, I have the regular wheel block attached on the outside there, and then the wheel suspension block on the inside. If I delete that, that wheel goes a little weird. But like I said, I've been able to reproduce this every time with this vehicle. So it's just a little off, but it is attached. See, it doesn't go anywhere. It just kind of rotates around where the pivot on the suspension block is. So you're going to take another wheel, line it up where it actually matches the pivot on the suspension. Take a rotor, attach it to the back, delete the first wheel, give this a bump because it might not be attached. It's attached. Delete that, give that a bump, and it goes flying off into oblivion. Different results, different results. Okay, start over. Wow. Starting over. Again, this game makes me look like an idiot when I'm trying to do things the devs apparently don't want you to do, I guess. Either that, or maybe they don't care if you do them. It's just buggy. Alright. Once again, delete that, and what? Oh, I turned the reactor off, not just the pistons. Oh God. Why are you doing that? I'm having a time. This is my second attempt at recording this, and I'm just getting crazy mishaps trying to do this. Okay. Once again, try this. Give that a bump. Okay, I think it's attached this time. Let's see if it works. Yep. Let's see if it's turning backwards, because half the time whenever I get one attached like this, it turns the wrong direction. It's turning too fast to tell, really. I think it's turning the right direction. That's forward. It's backwards. I think it's too light to really tell. If I add some more weight, maybe. Because it spins faster than the rest of the tires. Yeah, that's forward. That's backwards. So it's spinning the right way. But as I said, sometimes whenever I get it attached, it spins backwards. I don't know why. But I have found that if it is, sometimes if you attach a wheel to it, like that, and get rid of it, that it will like reset the rotor part or something, and it might start spinning correctly. And then I've also had, in the last video I was trying to do this, it actually didn't spin at all, and it didn't matter what I did, I couldn't get it to spin anymore. So your results may vary, but there is a way to attach the rotor part to a suspension block, even if it's a little finicky. You might be able to play around with it and try it in survival. You know, say you built this in survival, attach that there, then you go put a regular wheel block on there, delete that. Okay, yeah, that gives you the same result as on the technical without any I'm not gonna make a pun. What the hell, without any technical difficulties. Okay, I'm done. So, yeah, you can attach that just like I showed you. That's attached. That might be. I'm afraid to touch it. I'm afraid. Okay, I think it's attached. So I'm going to put a cockpit and a reactor on here and see what's going on with the direction. I'm at a weird angle. There. Alright, so yeah, that one is spinning backwards because I'm pressing forward, and you can see it's rotating backwards. Press backwards, it's rotating forward. But now if I place a wheel on there, I can't tell. If I put... Okay, yeah, now that I've placed the wheel on there, press forward and it goes forward. Press backwards and it goes backwards. And get rid of that wheel. I'm going to place that just so I can see what direction. Once again, spinning too fast to tell. Make a heavier object for it to spin. Yeah, it's working correctly now. So maybe that is a potential way to fix it or to build it in survival for the person who asked that question. As I said, though, half the time I get different results. It's kind of buggy and finicky. And I'm pressing forward and it's going forward now. Pressing backwards, it's going backwards now. So I don't know what attaching a wheel to it changes, but that's at least 2 or 3 times now that I've managed to fix it by doing that. So I hope this helps. So just try it, I guess, is the best best advice I can offer you. And hopefully it'll work. So I'm gonna head out. I'll see you in the next video, I guess. Goodbye.